Hey y'all, welcome back to Dots and Beyond. I'm Beth. Today we are going to do a plan with me for February 2024 and reveal that theme. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start back here in the empty pages of my Sterling Ink Common Planner. This is a dated A5. We are going to go ahead and put in our monthly vellum for the month. I have a theme every month based off of the 10,000 Doors of January novel by Alex E. Harrow. This month, our theme is going to be the pink door. What I've done here is I have printed this on vellum, but I wanted y'all to see that sometimes the vellum doesn't always pull through the printer correctly on just an average everyday home printer. I do stick it with a little bit of washi tape onto a standard white piece of paper so that it'll print and pull through the printer without jamming. If you've been here for a minute, you know that I was raised in East Africa, in Kenya. One of the most impressive landscapes in Kenya is the Great Rift Valley, which actually stretches from the Dead Sea in Israel all the way through Africa. It is a volcanic fault, and it is one of my favorite places in Kenya. I went to Rift Valley Academy, actually, for junior high and high school. In the bottom of the valley are some volcanoes, there are some lakes, and one of those lakes is Lake Nakuru, and it is always covered in flamingos because of the algae and stuff that is on the surface of the lake. I drew inspiration this month from Lake Nakuru, and we have the pink door with its flamingos. Down in the Rift Valley, they also grow and export a lot of flowers to Europe and the US. So it goes with our floral theme that we have with our doors as well. There is a coordinating sticker kit available on my Patreon. You can just go buy it. You do not have to be a patron. I have not pre-cut those out this time, so this is what some of those pages look like. There's always some weekly stickers, some dated stickers, some themed stickers, and you can see I stuck with my Kenya theme throughout this, even though it is very pink and Valentine's-like as well. I always included some quotes from the book as well as some icon stickers, and then a full page of florals to go with it as well. Again, that is available on my Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, there we go. That is all cut out. Now, I did forget to mention that in the sticker kit, there are 3 different versions of this cover page, and you don't have to print this on vellum. It can be printed on sticker paper or regular paper, however you want to use it. I have a February with a Monday start that I'm using. There's also one with a Sunday start, and there's one with no calendar in this space at all. So if you wanted to use it at a future time, you could definitely do that. To stick this in, I'm just going to use regular old invisible magic Scotch tape and a card. I think last time I used my library card, but I have this that came with some stickers and things that I ordered, and so we're just going to tuck this away and continue to use this for this purpose. All I do is just fold that tape around the card. I did design also these cover pages to be a little bit smaller than an A5, so they are not going to go all the way to the edge. Here we go, we are in. On this side of the page, I am going to do my list of power and energies. Those are the goals and things that I am working on in my Elemental Life operating system. I'm going to put a little page for an event list. I have a lot happening in February, and I don't even know where all of it's going to fall on the calendar yet. We're actually going to put a little pre-planning down here in the corner, and then I'm moving my voices page, which is the voices in my head or my brain dump, to just this little sliver of a section. Last month, I had this section as my monthly reflections for the month, so I had my planning on the front end and my reflections next to it. I think I'm going to put that closer to the back when I'm ready to do those reflections this time around. I am going to do a little bit of stamping. To do this in the Sterling Ink Common Planner, I want to make sure that once I get some ink on the stamp, that I also blot it once before putting it in here. And that'll help keep it from blading through. There's still going to be some shadowing, but it'll make it a little bit better than if we had just stamped and gone straight into the planner with it. As usual, I have picked a color palette for the month. I'm always going to stick with my gold element, so I'm always going to have a gold gel pen and dot pen on hand. Then for my pinks, because obviously it is the pink door, I have a pale rose Zig Clean Color dot marker. And then this is no hoo-hoo. I've gone through all of my pinks to figure out which one I wanted. This is a Ohuhu dual tip brush pen, and it is number 138. We're going to highlight, do a little bit of a header for my power and energy and the voices and events, and then we're going to stamp over top of it and see how much it comes through on this other side. I've left myself a few pages to finish out the end of January here, so we'll see how that works and if we want to try it moving forward. These are the Archer and Olive stamps. By the way, they came in a subscription box at one point. I have another set that I've used a lot that have more of the American typewriter feel. I just decided I was going to use these because they don't have those serifs on the end of them. This particular setup. They're also a whole lot harder to get in and out of this box. So I'm going to edit a lot of this out. All right, that was way harder than it needed to be. These are really difficult to get out of here. I am also wearing nails that are a little bit longer. I got my pink nails on. These are Kiss nails. I am an affiliate for Kiss. These are like the glazed donut nails, and I just thought they would be fun for this video. They'll be linked below. I always wear Kiss nails if you're ever wondering, and you can always go peruse their catalog from the link in my description box. All right, let's put in the rest of this. I have my earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, and I'm going to put in a few events. I am going to wait to erase my pencil lines until I know that this is fully set, so I'll probably let it sit for a few hours and I'll erase it after we've done the video. I'm also going to add in some gold accents like I did last time, just with a line down the middle, and then some gold bullet points on my powers and my energies. I have more than this going on, but some big things that we have happening in February. My kids and I are going to the symphony every year for Christmas. I always purchase some sort of experience, and the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra is doing Bond and Beyond, so I thought that would be a fun one for us to go to, listen to some Bond music. I'm moving this month. This is a thing that we're going to have to be realistic about when it comes to content on the channel. At some point, I'm going to have to dismantle my filming setup, and because of a spine issue that I have going on, and those are not on here yet, I know some of y'all on my last plan with me have been wishing me well, and I appreciate you so much. I am starting physical therapy tomorrow, Monday. That'll be on my weekly plan with me, which we're doing in this video. I know what that first physical therapy appointment is, but I don't know what the subsequent ones are going to be. They're going to be weekly. I've got to pack in some physical therapy for the next 6 weeks. And then my son is having eye surgery. So again, those of you that wished us well, the doctors are very casual about it. They're like, we'll just go in and laser it. I'm like, okay, great. He does have a hole in his retina, and they're going to go in and laser it. So that's on the 20th. Also have a lot of work events that I've not put in here for the sake of confidentiality. There's just a lot happening in February. It's going to be a little bit of a shit show, but we're going to make it through. It's going to be fine. Up here in my power and energies, I have a whole video introducing my elemental life operating system and where the idea came from and what my life domains are based on each of these. So Earth is grounding. That's my home and hearth. And I'm moving this month. And so that is the big thing. I need to prep for the move. And move. Even though I'm only moving within my apartment complex, I'm just moving from a smaller apartment to a larger apartment, I still have to do all the things like call the utilities. For career and creativity, which is my air element, I just have a lot of deadlines. I have a lot of events this month that I need to wrap up, and I'm gonna put those in at a later time. Fire, which is relationships. I'm just gonna remind myself to call my mom every week. Basically, I just need to not be short with people. I think that's where we are at this point, with a lot of stress going on, to just have some grace with me and those around me and try to remember that I'm very stressed out, and they may not be, and they may not recognize how much stress I have going on right now. Water is my health and wellness element. So obviously here physical therapy is taking the lead there. The other thing that's involved in that is that my boys are going to have to step up so very much in this move because I can't lift boxes or move furniture right now. I'm a strong girl. I tend to do all of that stuff on my own. I'm constantly moving furniture around. I can't do that right now. When it comes to the heavy lifting, we're not getting movers because we're literally moving 2 doors down. Got some furniture dollies, that kind of thing. We're just gonna move one room at a time. Quite literally, the dining room will go and we'll get it set it up. The living room will go, we'll get it set up. That's how we're gonna do this particular move. Spirit is my soul and senses domain, and through the month of January, with being snowed in on some days, spending as much time with friends, I wasn't getting out of the house as much, I wasn't doing any sort of hikes or walking, and this is really not engaging in those things that are here for my spirit and my soul and my senses is what made me really start getting very short and curt with people and my relationships and that. So I need to come back and revisit this. Right now, I'm just super overwhelmed, and I need to sit down and really look at what this is going to look like beyond this video, because I can't honestly really even think about it right now. In a little bit, we're going to come back here and put our list 5 for our 52 lists project. For now, I want to hop over to our monthly and look at January and then set up here for February. So this is January, and in my monthly, I am primarily using it for memory keeping. So here we had our first snow, and then here we had snow for us, and it stayed below freezing, so none of it melted. I had a personal meltdown on the 16th, probably because I was cooped up in my house. This is the day my back went back out, and I've realized that I was about to be in trouble with my neck situation. Last week, or this past week, it just rained for days, which also makes me cranky. Last night, I had dinner with a friend at Cafe Bossa Nova, which is a Brazilian restaurant here in Little Rock, and I had actually never eaten there, drive by it all the time, and so we finally went. And I think she'd only been there one time before. So we're gonna go ahead and put some stickers from the sticker kit in and around here for February, but otherwise we're gonna leave this blank. And like I said, I'll come in and fill it in like I have here. And I don't make it super aesthetic, y'all. I put a little bit of gold, some black, some doodles, just to make it a little more interesting. But this is for me. And there were days that quite literally were boring days that I couldn't figure anything out. And so I've stuck a sticker on those pages when I just felt like I couldn't write anything down. The goal is to write something down every day, but sometimes you just can't. I am going to start off by highlighting this top row, making it a little bit more interesting in our pink color palette. And then I need one of these at February. If you're new here, I do print my sticker kits on washi paper because I'm putting so many stickers in here. And I want to make sure that it stays thinner, not taking up too much space. You can get it off Amazon. It's linked below. There is February. Since this whole thing started off as inspiration from the flamingos of Lake Nakuru, I'm going to put that flamingo sticker right there. Then we're going to stick some florals down here. This one is pink wisteria. I don't even know if pink wisteria exists. I know purple wisteria exists. I know there's some version of a white. If you don't know, we do have a leap year this year. There is a 29th day of February. Under here, I am going to put my key for the month in case I misplace some of my markers so that I know what my color palette is. So we're just going to do a little. Let's do it this over. And then the other two that I have are a Uniball Signo gel pen in gold, and then also this dual tip dot marker, which is Shuttle Art in gold. I'm not going to write those in because they just stay with me in my planner all the time because it is going to be the secondary color on all of our months. The other thing I'm going to do is give myself some headers over here to put down some stats for my social media at the beginning of each month. I did that here. Didn't really think it through very much. I'm gonna leave myself some more space for it this time. I used to never write down my social media stats at all. I don't want to be one of those people that is hyper fixated on that. I just want to make content. The more people that come along for the ride, we appreciate you. We're glad you're here, but I don't want to get, again, hyper fixated on but I did start putting it in so I can at least look at growth from one month to the next. For this particular year, trying to keep it healthy, keep a healthy balance. Okay, we need to move into weekly planning, and that takes us past this week. Again, this was a very empty sort of week for me when we originally set this up. You can see I did put in my weather. I had left it blank before because I'm still having this pain in my right arm because of my spinal situation. And this video has probably been filmed over a couple of sessions because of the amount of time I can sit at a desk. And it might not be as edited as I would normally edit. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on how long I can sit and edit. I might leave in. Sometimes I cut out a lot of extraneous stuff. Might have to leave that in. Again, it rained all week. I added in some meetings that I had. I did take off the entire day from work on Wednesday, the day I went to the neck and spine clinic, because I was in so much pain when I woke up that day. Added in some meetings that were not originally here. Added in a little bit of a to-do list for me. I did finish my book inventory. I can check that off. Since I'm moving anyway, I thought I would do a hardcore inventory of my books and get my Notion system updated. Art off the walls is supposed to happen later today. Filming the February plan with me, we're doing right now. That is what that looks like for this week. And again, a lot of it has just been about how much I want to physically write. I can isolate my hands and type so that my right arm's not doing a lot of movement, and that is better for me, which doesn't help when you like to analog plan. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but we definitely do want to get something in here for the week. I mentioned before that I do keep my weeks in the month that has the most days. And since Thursday, the 1st of February, gives us 4 days in February and only 3 in January, this week for me falls into February. Because I had not pre-cut out anything from my sticker kit because I wanted y'all to see them in the whole version. This may take us a little bit longer. First thing I'm going to do is cut out another one of these Februaries so that we have it here on the weekly. Okay, now that's in. We'll put some more stickers in here in a minute. We're going to stick in some washi tape. And I had to go in search of my pink washi tapes. I've corralled them all here. I knew I didn't have a whole lot. Some of them are super thin, which I appreciate. We're going to go ahead and see which washi tapes we end up using. I love this ampersand one as well, which we will probably use. It just reminds me that in the Dots and Beyond, my logo. And we'll see what we can come up with. This is some older washi tape, and y'all have seen me struggle with older washi tape already. I think that's going to be fun. I think it's going to stick. All right, and then I think I'm going to use this sparkly one here just to put some dividers on the page. So we're going to start up here right above the 8 o'clock hour. It's been my experience that some of these foil washies, as pretty as they are, that the backing comes unsticky faster than even regular washi tape. It's super shiny though. I might put another strip down here. We will wait and see. Okay, weather. What does my weather look like? We are coming back into some warmer temperatures, for which I am very grateful because y'all know I do not like the cold. We're going to use this Archer and Olive stencil to put in our weather, and we're going to have some sunny days. So I want to go ahead and get that in. I am going to cut out some weekly headers. I did shrink these just a little bit from my January kit to make them fit just a little bit better. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm not much of a pink girly. Doing this pink kit was kind of different for me. I have done fully pink setups before. I did a soft pink Paris setup in my 2023 bullet journal. I did an Elizabeth Bennet setup that had very soft pinks in it, so I've done the pink setups. It's not the color that I gravitate to first. And I think I resized these just enough for me anyway. On Friday, we also have a last quarter moon, so I'm just gonna get that put in here. The good thing about the washi sticky paper is that you can write over it. It does take ink. And then let's get some meetings and things in here. These are my work hours. I actually have the okay from my supervisor to work from home as much as needed during this situation with my spine and neck. I'm going to try to take her up on that when I can. But again, February is one of those busy months where I need to be at my place of work because we have various events and things going on. It's going to be a challenge. So first off, though, we are going to block off for physical therapy on Monday. That'll be my first session. Not quite sure how long it's going to go. So I'm going to block off till 9:30 and just put PT for physical therapy. I think that's all I need to put. At 11 o'clock, I have a meeting that will probably take a full hour. And at 2 o'clock, I have a meeting that typically only takes about 30 minutes. It's blocked off for an hour. Never quite takes that long. I currently don't have any scheduled meetings on Tuesday. I do have one at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, which might be an hour. Thursday's turning into a little bit of a mess. I'm supposed to have a meeting at 9 o'clock, 9 to 10. We're going to go ahead and put it in here. Even though I'm the special event person for my organization, I'm also housed within communications and marketing. We have a press conference on Thursday that originally was not supposed to be part of. Our communications director and those people were handling that. I am now getting sucked, as we do, I'm now getting sucked into that. And I think that press conference is at 10 or 10:30. I think it falls in here somewhere. I've got to do some clarifying on Monday. It involves some of our elected officials that will probably be coming to this press conference, which means site visits with security for elected officials. I'll end up with another meeting here somewhere about that. And if I have to back out of one of these two meetings, I have no idea. That was the last phone call that I got on the workday on Friday at 4:15. I was like, really? Otherwise, Tuesday, I'm probably going to work from home. Wednesday, I'll probably work from home. Friday, I will probably work from home. And we'll just have to see how the rest of this pans out. I am going to leave myself a little gold line here where I'm probably going to fit in whatever our dinner plans are. I have zero idea what those dinner plans are at this point. I have not made those plans at all. I haven't made a Walmart list yet. I haven't done any of that. It's probably something that I'm doing later today, along with my taking art off the walls and going ahead and getting it down and ready to go. We're also in that phase of it's 2 weeks until we move, and I'm trying to use things that are in the fridge or the freezer. I don't want it to come with me. Right? I'm also now wishing I had extended this line all the way across. Hang on, we're going to do that. We're just going to slap one piece on top of the other. I could pull it up and fix it. I don't want to do that. I don't normally extend this line this far, but I am going to do one of my sort of quintessential bullet journal things that has come with me from previous setups, and that is a rolling weekly task list. If you've never seen one, you have a column for each day of the week and then space to write whatever your task is for the week. If you intend to do something on a Monday, you put the dot there, you write what it is. If it doesn't get done on that Monday, you can, typical bullet journal fashion, you can either put a crosshatch on it if it's in progress but not finished yet. You can put a forward arrow on top of your dot if you're moving it to Tuesday or Wednesday, or if you want to jump that task from Monday to Friday. There is that rolling weekly task list just for this little section. And maybe I'll put a box around it. Do I want to put a box around it? The universe was telling me no because my rulers, all of them, had seemed to disappear. But we're going to put a box around it just to give it a little bit more structure. Up here, I typically put a quote of the week or something from my CoStar app. When the weekly email drops from them, I'm going to go ahead and just put a pink line up here. So something even thinner than the washi, and we'll take it as far as the end of Friday. And go ahead and put in the symbol that I use for that, which is just a circle with a dot in it, which is the sun symbol. As a Leo, I'm a sun sign, so that's just the symbol that I use as the sun. So we'll go ahead and put that in there when I have it. I am going to need a Walmart delivery on Tuesday. Again, I think I'm going to do that thin pink line. Also on Tuesday, I should be getting an Amazon delivery. As I was inventorying my books, I realized that I no longer have a copy of Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere, which is in my top 5 books. And it's probably because I gave it to someone, because I tend to be a book dealer and I don't always ask for my books back. I just tend to give them to people. I just quickly ordered myself another copy because it is unacceptable that I don't have a copy of Neverwhere in my house. And I think I scheduled that to come on Tuesday because I knew I would be home. And then specifically on Monday, I need to pick up prescriptions on Monday. And then I need to go by the office of my apartment complex and pick up a package. I don't know why they delivered it to the office instead of my front door. Maybe because it was pouring rain, but I need to go there and get it. And I think that is it for now. Let's stick in some more decoration. I am going to put a quote down here to fill in some space. And the quote I have from 10,000 Doors of January for this week is, "The place you are born isn't necessarily the place you belong." I think that is it for now. We'll see how this fills out over the course of the week. I've got to see what my scheduling is going to look like after I have this first PT appointment, because then we'll stick the rest of them on the calendar for February. I think I need to go weekly for 6 weeks. We'll see, and hopefully I'll get some relief in my back and we can pick up things as usual here. I do have a video coming out on core values. That is going to be a fun one. If you've never tried to find out what your core values are, stay tuned for that. That one was mostly done before I ended up in this pain situation. For now, we are going to jump back, since we have just finished doing week 5, and look at our list 5 for the 52 lists project. I'm going to put it directly behind my vellum here. I have my list 5 header already cut out. I started using headers last week, so lists 1 and 2, if you go back and watch those plans with me, or 1, 2, and 3, don't have a header, and I decided I wanted something that was a little more consistent. It's the same font that I use on my month descriptions, so we'll go ahead and get in list 5. And last week was list 4, and it was create the soundtrack of your life, and I have done that. I did stick this in, also created it on Spotify. I will link it down below if you want to look at that. It's list the soundtrack of your life right now. So my life, I listen to all genres, quite literally all genres. Country's my least favorite, but I still have some country songs sprinkled in here and there as well. But I am predominantly a rock chick. And since it's list the soundtrack of your life right now, I thought I would go with some of the newer rock and alternative songs that are out right now to create that soundtrack. So Vibe, New Rock and Alternative. It's got 25 songs on it. I have not recreated it on YouTube yet, so maybe I can get that up and done for you as well, but I'll definitely link to Spotify below. So list 5, what is list 5? Let's see. List 5 is list what you would like your life to look like in 10 years. For you youngins, just know that the older you get, the harder this becomes. List what you would like your life to look like in 10 years. And look, the page is pink. The page is on brand. This is not an easy one that we can just spit out the answers to. I am going to give the page a little bit of structure for the list. Draw a pink line just right there-ish. We're not being exact, it doesn't matter. And some bullet points. So I guess we'll start there. The take action on here is, what are some small steps you can take right now to make one of your dreams happen in the future? We're gonna go ahead and write that down here. All right, y'all, that is it. That is our dashboard for February. We've set up the monthly to get ready to memory keep those things. We've also set up for the first week of February and gotten our list 5 for week 5 of 2024 ready to go. Again, I'll come back and show that to you next week when we do list 6, so that you can see how I chose to fill that in. I don't mind sharing those with you. If you would like to pick up the printable sticker kit for the pink door theme, don't forget you can get that in the Patreon, which is linked down below. Again, you do not have to be a member. You can just go and purchase that separately. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through the video, leave me some sort of pink emoji down in the comments below. If you like this video, please take the time to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.